Hello and welcome to another video. I am Andre Noruega, and in today's video I will reveal the top 5 Santos-Wonderkids you should look out for in the future. Santos have been known all over the world for being one of the leading producers of top-level talent since Pelé's era. The most notable recent players to have come through the ranks of Santos' infamous Fábrica de Cracks talent factory are Neymar, Robinho, Gabigol, Renato, Diego, Ganso, Emerson Palmieri, and Felipe Anderson. When I first got the idea to make this video, I felt it would be very interesting. But then I realized that since I'm friends with so many of these players, I might be too biased and some of them could be disappointed if they don't make it into the top 5. So I came up with a solution to solve that problem. My solution was that I was going to make a Twitter tournament where fans could vote for who they think is the biggest Santos talent. So I handpicked 20 of the biggest Santos talents in my opinion. I set up a tournament bracket and decided to let the Santos fans decide. But don't worry, if you stick around until the end of this video, I will reveal my top 5 list of Santos talents that you should look out for in the future. And I will tell you right now, my top 5 list is different than the results of this poll. Before we begin with this tournament, please leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and comment down below who do you think will win this tournament, if you have any prior knowledge of Santos talent, of course. The rules were simple. There were 16 players, 8 duels. They would battle it out one-on-one, and there would be a 1-hour voting period. There's also a wildcard battle with 4 players that I have handpicked that will battle it out to receive a wild card. I have spent a lot of time collecting data for this video, way more than I thought I would, and since many of these players are still youngsters and yet to debut for the professional teams, I had to ask many of the players for the data that I didn't have and simply collect all the data myself manually. It's time for our first duel. So in the first duel, we have young striker Andrei Quinchino, the son of famous journalist Ademir Quinchino. He's got a 75 million euro release clause. He will go up against 2019 Under-17 World Cup champion Sandri Roberto, who's got a 100 million euro release clause. So let's see who is the winner of our first battle. That was a very close battle, but the winner is Sandri Roberto with 55% of the votes. In the second duel, we have the defensive midfielder slash right back Sandro Perpetuo with a 50 million euro release clause, and Sandro is going up against the central midfielder Ivonne Jr., who's got a 100 million euro release clause. Oh my god, that was a complete knockout win for Ivonne with 88% of the votes, and I have to admit that I feel very sorry for Sandro here. He's been done dirty for sure, but I must assure you, he's a very good player. In the third duel, we have a great goal-scoring battle. It's striker Alisson Mateus with a 100 million euro release clause, who's currently in the spotlight of clubs as Real Madrid and Manchester City, and he has outscored players like Gabigol, who had 20, Rodrigo, who had 18, and Neymar, who had 15 goals in the Under-15 Paulista tournament when he scored 21 goals in one season. Alisson will go up against the player dubbed the new Neymar, striker Marcos Leonardo, who also got a 100 million euro release clause. Marcos Leonardo also holds the all-time record for goals scored in a single Paulista Under-15 season with 34 in 29 games. Let's see who the winner is. Marcos Leonardo is the winner with a smashing 83% win over Alisson Mateus and advances to the quarterfinals. In the fourth duel, we have Under-17 World Cup champion and bronze boot winner from that tournament, striker Caio Jorge. He's got a 75 million euro release clause and he's currently in the spotlight of clubs such as Juventus, Chelsea, Inter, Real Madrid, Marseille, to name a few. And Caio Jorge is going up against the fast and two-footed right back Mikael, whose release clause is unknown. Let's see who the winner is. It's an easy win for Caio Jorge with 87% of the votes. In the fifth duel, we have a playmaker duel between attacking midfielder Anderson Ceará with a 50 million euro release clause, and he was very close to joining Dutch side PSV last year. And he will face attacking midfielder Lucas Lourenço, who also happens to have a 50 million euro release clause. Lucas Lourenço was also Rodrigo's playmaker through the youth categories. Let's find out who the winner of the playmaker battle is. The winner is Lucas Lourenço with 73% of the votes. The sixth duel is a very interesting one. We have the towering centre back Deriki with an unknown release clause who is impossible for strikers to get past, and he will go up against the highly rated striker Mateus Moraes, a true goal-scoring machine with a 100 million euro release clause, who unfortunately has been struggling with serious knee injuries for the past few years. Let's see who qualifies for the quarterfinals. The beastly defender Deriki grabs the dub with 61% of the votes. In the seventh duel, we will have two flashy wingers going head-to-head. We have the creative, sensational winger Henier with a 100 million euro release clause, and I must admit that he's such a joy to watch. Henier goes up against the speed-dribbling 15-year young South American under-15 champion Angelo Gabriel, who's too young to have a release clause. Before we continue, let's have a look at one of the videos that Angelo has posted to his social media showing off his dribbling skills. Okay, if I tried that, I would for sure break my ankles. But okay, let's find out who the winner is. It's a very tight win, but Henier advances to the quarterfinals with 58% of the votes. In the eighth and final duel of the round of 16, we have attacking midfielder Wesley Patachi, who has got a very interesting story, which I will cover in a later video. But for now, it's worth noting that upon signing his formation contract with Santos last year, he impressed so much that just 1 month later, he was offered a professional contract with a 100 million euro release clause. Patachi goes face to face against a true wonder kid. He's just 12 years young, but he's a gem. He's really a proper and real gem. Seriously, you should look him up on YouTube later. It's Henancinho, the two-footed Henan Silva, who's been dominating and ridiculing his opponents for Santos futsal team, and who was elected the best under-9 futsal player in the world a few years ago. And he came in third in a voting over Santos' most beautiful goal of all time at youth levels, which was won by Rodrigo. Let's see who the winner is. It's a very tight win for the 12-year young sensation Henancinho. Now it's time for the wildcard duel. I have handpicked 4 players to battle it out for a wildcard in this competition. Let's see who the contestants are. Contestant number 1. 14-year young technical playmaking sensation dubbed by many as the new Messi, Mateus Lima. Contestant number 2. The powerful defender that has been at Santos since he was 5 years young, Gustavo Cipriano, who spent the last year on loan to Italian side Lazio, and the current rumors say they are seeking to make the move permanent. Gustavo's release clause is unknown. Contestant number 3. The solid defensive midfielder turned centre-back Wagner Leonardo, who's lately become a fan favorite after a few successful games coming off the bench, getting a 100% completed tackle score, and he even spent one half playing as a left back against rival Sao Paulo. Wagner Leonardo has a 70 million euro release clause. Contestant number 4. It's the South America under-15 champion Kaique Fernandes. He's just 16 years of age, but he's already 183 centimeters tall. Let's find out who is the winner of our wild card. Wagner Leonardo runs away with the wild card. He gets 57% of the votes. And that concludes the round of 16 in our hunt to crown the most promising Santos talent. Let's have a look at the updated brackets. In the quarterfinals, the voting will be open for 2 hours. Excuse me, I just have to take this one. Hello? Okay. Den är grei. Hi. I've just been informed that we have incorporated a lucky loser system, which means that the loser of a duel with the most votes will receive a second chance. So if you can excuse me for just a quick moment, I will go and find out who our first lucky loser is. Okay, so in this first round, it was a tie between Andrei Quincino and Angelo Gabriel, who both got the same amount of votes, so they will have to battle it out in a lucky loser duel, where the winner will face the wildcard holder Wagner Leonardo and the lucky loser from the quarterfinals. In the first quarterfinal, we have under 17 world champion, the defensive midfielder Sandri Roberto, who beat Andrei Quincino in the first round, going up against midfielder Ivonne Jr. It is worth mentioning that when Santos held that vote to find the most beautiful goal of all time at youth levels, Ivonne picked up the second place behind Rodrigo and ahead of Henancinho with this sensational double bicycle kick alongside Caio Jorge. So let's reveal the winner of our first quarterfinal. Our winner is Ivonne with 71% of the votes, and I must say that I'm very surprised it was such a big win. Now we have to say goodbye to our under 17 world champion Sandri Roberto. In the second quarterfinal, it's yet another goal-scoring super showdown when record-breaking Marcos Leonardo, who has won the top scorer title of the Paulista Championship 3 years in a row, under 13, under 14 and under 15. He will go up against the under 17 world champion Caio Jorge, who's been compared to Ronaldo Fenomeno, or the original Ronaldo if you like. Caio Jorge has been a regular starter for Santos this season, but is rumored to possibly leave for Europe in a 30 million euro transfer soon. This is a tough battle, and I must admit that I have no idea who will get the win in this one. It's gonna be super tight for sure. There's no doubt that both of these players deserve the title as most promising Santos talent. Producer, can we please get a drum roll?
Oh, hell no!
Oh, okay, then I'll have to do it myself. Oh my god! Marcos Leonardo has sent Caio Jorge headfirst out of this competition with 54% of the votes. Oh my god! Caio Jorge has been eliminated. In the third quarterfinal, it's the tall defensive wall Deriki, who recently had his debut for the professional team. Deriki will go up against the brilliant playmaker Lucas Lorenzo with his fancy mustache, who has received the love of the fans lately following some very good displays coming off the bench. I think I have a good idea of who the winner of this duel will be, but to be sure, let's have a look. 3, 2, 1. Yep, that confirms my suspicions. Lucas Lorenzo, the fan favorite, sends the beast Deriki home with a ridiculously huge win. 91, I repeat, 91% of the votes. Luquinhas, have some mercy. In the fourth and final quarterfinal, we have two very exciting young guys. In the blue corner, we have 18-year-old Henier, who's such a joy to watch play football. The way he plays with the ball is very rare and elite. If you don't believe me, just have a look at this clip from the Way Fan Cup last year, where he basically ended the career of this poor kid from Boca Juniors. It's ridiculous. Oh my god, that is nasty. Henier goes toe-to-toe against the much younger gem, 12-year young attacking midfielder Henancinho, who despite his young age is a fearless two-footed assassin. Oh, and he's also a very skilled little kid. Just look at this ridiculous goal that he scored while playing futsal. Ooh, that's ruthless. I would hate to be that defender. Oh my god. And it's worth mentioning that Renanzinho is the youngest ever Brazilian to get a shoe deal with Nike, aged just 10 years young. That means he beats the record that was previously held by Rodrigo and Neymar. Okay, enough talk. Let's send one of these insanely talented youngsters home. Who's it gonna be? Okay, that wasn't even close. Henier advances to the semi-final with a whopping 72% of the votes. Now it's time to find out who the lucky loser that will receive a second chance at glory is. Our two contestants are Andrei Quinchino and Angelo Gabriel. These two fantastic players will battle to get back into the competition, where the winner will face wildcard holder Wagner Leonardo and the lucky loser contestant from the quarterfinals. But first, let's find out who the losing quarterfinalist who received the most amount of votes was. Who gets a second chance? It could only be one. It's the one and only Caio Jorge. What a relief. Okay, let's see who Caio Jorge will face in the next round of the lucky loser battle. Is this for real? Oh my god! Andrei Quinchino wins it on the finishing line. Seriously, with 3 minutes to go of the voting, Angelo was in the lead, but Andrei got a few votes on the finishing stretch and is back in with a chance after receiving 52% of the votes. That was so tight that I'm getting sweaty now. That concludes the second round of our hunt to name the most promising Santos talent. Let's have a look at the updated brackets and find out who our semifinalists are. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I'm so excited for this. Voting period for the semifinals are 3 hours. So I'm sitting here and editing this video and I realized that it's way longer than I thought it would be. So I actually have to divide this video into more parts. So this is the end of the first part of this video. I hope you have liked it. Leave a like if you're excited to see the next one. Comment down below what you thought about the round of 16. Until the quarterfinals, goodbye.